What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great, staying fit and healthy during this period of time. In today's little video, what we're going to be talking about is dirty bulking versus clean bulking. Now, there's two very different types of things they are. They are the same concept, but there is two different routes that you can take, and I'm going to give you the pros and the cons of both of each, okay? Before we just get into this video, can you just do me two little things quickly? Is hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. It is literally 2 seconds of your time. It's simple, free, and it just shows you support me, and it's lovely. So keep that support up because I'm loving it. So anyway, into the video. So what should you be doing? Dirty bulking or lean bulking? Now, dirty bulking is when you're on a massive amount of calories, because you're obviously in a surplus and you're trying to increase your calories. There's two different ways of this. So obviously you've got your dirty bulk, which is easy food to like calories that you can get, which is typically high in monounsaturated fats, trans fats, which is in theory bad for you, which is it is, but there is a misconception with nutrition that you have to eat clean all the time to be able to stay lean and things like that. In retrospect, if you've seen YouTubers like Mattowenfitness and things like that, then you'll know that you can eat dirty and still stay relatively lean. But how they do this is because their calories are such a high maintenance rate, so their maintenance of their calories is like 5,000 calories, which is double than the average human, which is the average male is 2,500 and the average female, I believe, is 2,000 for the RDA, which is the recommended daily allowance. But that's for a standard average male who doesn't consider training, competing, or anything that is like that type of level, because that is obviously a lot higher. And they need that sort of food to be able to recover their body, to be able to grow, to be able to maintain their physique in that specific body composition or physique wise. So that's why they can do it, because their calories are so high. If they was to have a pizza that was from Domino's and it was 2,000 calories, they still got 3,000, which is still higher than the RDA of an average male to be able to consume. So they can do that style of food because it's still, but obviously the macronutrients and things like that is where their hit is. Now, I'm not saying that you can go out and just eat a load of food all the time, like dirty stuff, because that's not good for you anyway. It's not health, it's not benefits for your health or anything like that, because it does cause heart attacks and coronary heart diseases and things like that. So there is obviously side effects for that. But in terms of actually bulking, just getting easy calories, you can do it from dirty bulking. But if you do excessive calories, like if you haven't seen already in my how to calculate your macros and nutrition basics, make sure you go watch those videos now, because they are on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on Instagram, make sure you go to the YouTube. The link will be in my description on my bio on my page, and make sure you go watch them, because they give you some in-depth on your nutrition basics and loads of macronutrients and how you can calculate them and how you can sort out your own diet plan to get in a good lean shape. So if you've gone and watched that and you're back here now, or you've already seen it and you still carry on, great. So go into the bulking phase. That amount of excess calories will cause a surplus too highly, which will cause obviously an excess of body fat. So what your body will do, it will save the over excessive calories into storage fats. So that's what you don't want. That's where people, when they get dirty bulking, they end up gaining an excessive amount of body weight, an excessive amount of body fat, shall I say more, and that's where they start to really start seeing it on their stomach or in pockets where their genetics will store body fat. And that's where the hard part is, to decrease that down, because you've built that up so rapidly. To cut it back down, it's just as hard. So it's one of those, like, it depends on your genetics. If you're naturally gifted and you can smash dirty bulking food and you can go and get excessive fat and then you can cut it down quick, fantastic for you. But the majority of the people can't do that. So you have to be conscious of what you're eating. You will probably find when you eat a lot of dirty food as well, that I used to find as well, because I used to eat a lot of donuts, I used to eat a lot of crap, that you become very sluggish and you become unmotivated because you eat crap food, which is hard, dense, fat, saturated foods. Your body starts to feel bloated, which is an over excessive amount of food into the body. That bloatation causes you to feel sick. You don't really want to do anything. You just want to lay on the sofa and things like that. So it does impact you not just physically, it impacts you mentally as well. So that's where that side can be quite draining, because you're just eating crap all the time, and then you feel shit about yourself because you're always eating shit. That what was an enjoyment starts to become to a habit, which becomes an addiction, and it's almost like a craving. So you start craving those bad foods all the time. Now, how can you get away from that? Now my always recommendation, which I'll do for all of my clients and anybody out there that I'm telling, is the lean bulk side. Because eating clean and cutting lean, which is obviously two different separates, but if you drop weight rapidly, what happens is you start to lose muscle mass, because people can lose weight really quick, but it's not safe for your body. Now, what happens is, yes, when you cut out all the carbs and things like that, water weight does decrease and you drop that dramatically fast. But without sustaining that, that becomes a long-term period, and that will become unsustainable and unenjoyable, so you will just go back to that eating crap side. So the same thing for this side as well, also because you will lose muscle mass as you do that too quick. Your body will just drop weight and it'll start deteriorating muscle, which is atrophy. You don't want to do that, you don't want to lose muscle. But how can you do that? So slowly decrease your calories and just track your weight. Track your weight as you're going along, once a week, step on a scale, see how your weight is. That's where your indication is how fast you're losing weight. If it's rapidly decreasing too fast, you're looking at probably 3-4 kg a week. If you're doing that too quick, you will probably be losing muscle without a doubt. So decrease your calories, maybe 100 calories each a week, and see where it comes. If it's decreasing at a good rate, stay at that level, because you don't need to drop. As soon as you start to plateau and that weight starts to go like that, then decrease again, another 100 calories, because you're still decreasing the body's weight, but you're doing it safely, so you're not going to be decreasing muscle mass, and you're not going to be becoming unsustainable by going from 3,000 calories to all of a sudden 1,500 calories, which is the hard, devastating part, because people can't do that. Like, bodybuilders do that, I've done that, and it does mentally destroy you, because you've gone from so many calories to like literally half your calories, and you are like starving, you're like, oh my god, you're tired, you get hormonal, you get angry, you get snappy. Like, there's so many factors that can play into it. So that small decrease will help you a long term in the thing. Vice versa, you do it on the lean bulk. Lean bulking it up, so you step on the scales, you count the calories, you go over 100 on your maintenance, you start doing that until each week until you start seeing a good increase. As soon as that increase is stay at that level. That keeps moving, stay at that level. You don't need to keep increasing, because then you start going to excessive calories. Maximum, you should probably look at about 500 calories. If you are plateauing at 500 calories, then slightly increase it by 100 again. And do that until your weight begins to increase. That way you're not adding excess fat, and you're only just going in a surplus enough to be able to gain lean muscle mass. And that's what a lot of people want. They don't want the fat. In theory, yes, when you're in a surplus, you will add fat, but you want to be able to do it in a lean way, so you can, when you come to a cut, you could do slightly like a mini cut, and that mini cut might be for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then you get shredded. Now that's what you want to be doing, and that keeps you long year round, long term, sustainable. It's easier to do, it's more enjoyable, because there's not like a physique change when you're doing like what I said before in body composition and in your things like that in my other video, where you spike, bulk in, cut, spike, cut, and it's like that, and your hormones will just be like fluctuating all the way up and down, and then you'll be like happy at cutting. Well, to be fair, actually, when I was doing it, I was miserable, because your body is spiking and your hormones are just all over the place. So that's my conclusion for it. If you enjoyed that video, I'm gonna end this here. If you enjoy that sort of stuff and you like that type of content, please make sure you hit down the like button. Also give a comment, whether this is on YouTube or Instagram, on things you might want to know or things you thought about this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the just dirty bulking and clean bulking. Let me know what you feel, and maybe if there's some incidents that you've had that you felt worked for you. So leave a comment. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in another video.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a